When John Fetterman, of all people, I'm going to actually play this cut for you. Senator John Fetterman, Democrat, Pennsylvania, obviously, responding to AOC's claim that Trump should be impeached. Here's what he said on Fox News earlier today, cut 22.
Just ask you what you think about the possibility. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez says the president shouldn't be impeached because he's impulsive. What do you think of that?
No, I mean, of course, no. She knows it. I know it. We all know it. That's not going anywhere. And, you know, he's been impeached twice, and now he's still our president as well now, too. So it's not going anywhere, and I don't think that's helpful. And I think if you throw that term around, that actually diminishes what the severity of what impeachment is really reserved for.
So they're responding to the idea that the president now violated the Constitution and or the War Powers Act with his strike on Iran Saturday night, Professor John Yoo. So did he do either?
I think that, and again, this is typical people in New York. They're electing people to office who have no idea what they're doing. AOC's just completely wrong when it comes to what's the constitutional allocation of powers. Well, she's welcome to try to impeach Trump for this. I think she's probably got a list of 20 other things she wants to impeach him for. But look, the right answer is our system under the Constitution allows presidents to decide to use force abroad when the national security is threatened. Congress's check on that is the power of the purse. If Congress doesn't want a war to go forward or doesn't want a strike to happen, they can cut off funds before, or they can use the funding power afterwards to take away military assets from the president. So if AOC or Hakeem Jeffries or any other Democrats want to show that they don't approve of President Trump's strikes against Iran, then instead of claiming he should be impeached, instead of claiming they need to declare war, they can do the most obvious thing, which is try to get Congress to cut funds off. Instead, Congress is about to pass a bill, it looks like, that's going to add $60 billion to the Defense Department budget. That's not the decision of a legislature that disagrees with the president's use of military force.
Now, let's talk about the War Powers Act. And now this is, I understand, it was passed in 1973, after or during Vietnam, I guess, technically speaking. What is the War Powers Act exactly, and what does it attempt to do?
The War Powers Act is actually a good example of how the Constitution has been distorted. So like I said, for most of our history, presidents have used force abroad over 130 times. Congress has only declared war 5 times. But after Vietnam, people were so stung by the Vietnam War experience that Congress took this idea up that had only been promoted in academic journals amongst intellectuals. And this is the idea that the declare war clause somehow means that Congress has to pre-approve all uses of force first. Never described the way the United States has actually waged war under the Constitution. But in the wake of Watergate, Congress passed, not in the wake of, during Watergate, Congress passed over President Nixon's veto, the War Powers Resolution, which says that presidents have to get permission from Congress to use force. And even if they do, they have to get troops out within 30 days or by an extension up to 60 days. No president has ever agreed that that act is constitutional and obeyed it. And moreover, no Congress really has acted as if it were legal because they continue to vote funds for all these wars, even when presidents keep troops in the field for longer than 30 or 60 days.
So then explain to us, if you would, the difference between Article 1, where it says Congress shall declare war, and then the president's powers under Article 2, specifically Section 2, with his ability to use force without a declaration of war.
So I think the power to declare war is not a power about who decides under our domestic law, who goes first, who approves. It doesn't set up a system, like the two guys who are the weapons officers on the submarine on nuclear weapons, and they both have to turn the keys at the same time. Congress and the president don't need to agree the way they do, say, for passing legislation. Instead, declarations of war are under international law the way we complain, the way we explain to the other country what our legal status is, why we're fighting. The very first declaration of war, you know which one it was in our history? It was a Declaration of Independence from Philadelphia in 1776. But you know what? A whole year before the Declaration of Independence, we've been fighting the British Lexington and Concord, Bunker Hill. So it had nothing to do with starting the conflict. It was just the legal state of affairs. So instead, what the founders did is they split up the war power. They allowed presidents to use force first to protect the country. Alexander Hamilton justified the executive power by saying we need to have the power in one hand so that he can defend the country from attack. And then Congress has this right to cut off funds or not even to build the military in the first place. If they don't want presidents to use force to defend us abroad, then they don't have to build B-2 bombers. What's the point of a B-2 bomber? It's not good at defending the homeland. It's designed to sneak into other countries and bomb them first.